When you think of fruit trees, you often think of apples or pears, but nuts are a great alternative. But like walnuts, some nuts take a long time to produce, but not hazelnuts. So we came to see Terry Foote from Foote Hazelnut Farm. Terry, you got some great hazelnuts here and a great farm. They don't actually take that long to produce if somebody wanted to get a nut in a fairly short time, do they?
No, 2 to 3 years. The trees are normally 2 years old when you buy them from the nursery, and 2 years after that, you'll have nuts.
I love it. I love it. Now you've got some great trees here. What varieties do you have here?
We have Butler as a pollinator, and Barcelona is the main crop.
Oh, okay.
Tree.
So that's the money tree.
That's right. And they're a very heavy producer.
Okay.
And the Barcelona is it's grown down in Oregon and up in the Fraser Valley, and it's just a very good nut, very tasty nut.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now you need two types of hazelnuts to produce fruit. Is that correct?
We do. Yeah. You have to have. They have their own male and female flower, each tree. Yeah. But you cannot. They won't cross-pollinate.
Oh, okay.
So you need the other variety that does the job.
Does the job, does it? Okay, now I've got some wonderful hazelnuts in my hand here, but this is how they start out on the tree. How do we get it from there to here? Like, how does the harvesting process work?
They start to fall the beginning of September, and it takes approximately a month. We wait. Some people will hand pick, but we harvest with machinery.
Okay.
So we wait until they all get on the ground, and then we have a machine that windrows, sweeps them into the middle, and then another machine comes along and picks them up and dumps them into a 4x4 tote.
Oh, okay.
And that tote is then dumped into the bin that you'll see over here after a bit.
Okay. So when you're, like, I've also heard of people actually shaking the trees. Is that a common practice?
Well, I haven't quite figured out how to do that because there's nuts all over the ground, and to drive in the field with a machine that'll shake the tree. So I do shake the trees, but by hand.
Oh, okay. Give them a good kick.
Just I try to wait for the good weather, and if it looks like it's going to rain, we go out and shake a few trees and try and get most of them on the ground.
Perfect. Now, I was here earlier and you had your machinery working, and you've got a really neat machine that I guess takes them from what you've scooped them up in the field, and then I guess you wash them and sort them. How does that work? What's the process there?
We have to run them through a cleaning line because when you harvest with machinery, it picks everything up. Rocks, sticks, and mostly nuts, we hope.
You hope, yeah.
And then they go through a washer and a de-rocker.
Okay.
And then they go through a final cleaning, final washer, and from there they go into a kiln. Okay. And they're dried. Just enough moisture off them that they're still fresh.
Right.
And they come out of the kiln, they go through a tumbler that sizes them.
Right.
And then we put them through a suction system that pulls all the blanks off, because there are always blanks in hazelnuts, and you can't sell that to the public. So they
don't taste as good, I guess.
When they come out of that line, the tumbler and the suction thing, there's probably 95 to 98% that are full.
Oh, okay.
And then they're ready to bag up and sell.
And have a little taste.
They do. They have very good taste. Yeah.
Now, you obviously get a great crop out of these. Is there things that you need to do to the tree to produce it's going to get a great crop, like fertilizing?
Well, fertilizing is important. It's nut trees like nitrogen.
Oh.
And so we go with organic manure.
Oh, okay.
We don't use the chemical.
Like a chicken or a steer?
Chicken manure is what we use. And it's worked very well for us.
Okay.
The trees are just loving it.
What about pruning? I mean, when I was growing up in Chilliwack, they had the orchards. I remember they had multi-stem hazelnuts, and you could barely walk through. But we've got a fair amount of space here, and they're all single stems. Is that just a style that you're using, or is there a reason for that?
It is. The hazelnut tree wants to grow as a bush, and I've trained them into a single stem because it's just much easier to manage the orchard with equipment, and so we prune the suckers about 2 or 3 times during the year.
Oh, okay.
And it keeps them back, you know. But you could cut the tree off. I mean, they're a very versatile tree at the ground, and they'll grow again because of all the suckers that want to come up.
Oh, okay.
Naturally.
Well, that was my next question. You know, a lot of people have smaller yards and they can't afford to have a large tree, even though these are quite a small tree. If you wanted to keep it at a very small bush level, maybe as, you know, 6 to 10 feet high, could you still do that and get some fruit off of it?
Oh yes, you could let them grow as a bush, and that's what most people do when they buy them for their backyard.
Yeah.
They just let them grow, and then you could prune out every second year. You could take out some of the older stems. The nuts like to grow on 1- and 2-year-old wood.
Yeah.
So it's important to prune.